Hello, welcome to the Everything in 30 podcast with Thomas Sykes and oh crap, I said your name.
No. We're keeping that
Yeah, okay,
in.
okay. Well, welcome back to the Everything in 30 podcast with Joshua Duran and
Thomas Sykes. My
oh
gosh,
man,
that was
why
actually
did I say
funny.
today?
That was really
Oh
funny.
man, that was pretty funny. But how you doing, Thomas?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I've been working a lot. That's about it.
What is it? You cut out a little bit, Josh. What happened? I didn't hear.
Oh, hello. I've been doing pretty good. I've been working a lot. That's about it, though.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nothing really's going on with me either. Um, so Josh, you had something that you wanted to talk about.
Oh,
Josh said,
yeah. Yep. Okay. So, for the last about two podcasts, we've been talking about Kanye and his potential run for presidency, right? So, we got a new development in. He didn't drop out. He, in fact, held his first rally in South Carolina. Now, the rally went kind of haywire. He said some pretty off the wire stuff about people like Harriet Tubman, which is
what?
for me, yeah.
Wait,
Talked
what
about
did he
it.
say? Hold on, I
Yeah.
gotta hear this. What did he say about Harriet Tubman?
Okay. He said Harriet Tubman didn't free any slaves. She just set them to another white master. I was like, bro, what is wrong with you? what, what, what is wrong
What?
with you? Yeah. Like,
This
what?
guy,
Come
oh,
on.
and he wonders
He,
why people think he's crazy.
no, for like, why is he always focusing on slaves too? And the TMZ thing, he's like, oh, I forgot what he said about slaves, but he always be talking about slaves all the time, and that always what gets him in trouble. And then he started talking about abortion and a bunch of other rights, and like basically he didn't really have one main topic. He was just jumping off like a stream of consciousness. You know what I mean? So the rally didn't go so well. And at some point, when he was talking about abortion, he started crying because he said he was going to abort his child and that he was supposed to be aborted by his father, but the mom didn't go through with it. But he started crying, and now it's looking less like a presidential run and more like a. I feel like he might be having a breakdown. I'm not sure. I feel like he might be
It's just,
because
is this a midlife crisis? I'm
I
pretty sure
don't
this is
know.
what the definition is for like a midlife crisis.
But what do you call it? See, because on one hand, right, men should be allowed to cry if like I don't know they were gonna abort their daughter and they see how beautiful their life is with their daughter, right? But on the other hand, I don't know. I've seen like other videos of people like who are manic and stuff like that, who like have like that type of depression and stuff, or bipolar, and like they were acting the same exact way that he was acting, you know? Like Fuzi too, right? When he had that whole like July 15th thing, whatever the thing was called, and he was like going through a whole episode. Like Kanye was like acting the same exact way. So I feel like he might be going through another episode.
Wait, hold on. What happened with on July 19th? Wait, now I'm confused.
Wait,
What
you don't know
happened?
who FuziTube is? Okay, FuziTube's a YouTuber, right? And like 2 years ago, maybe, or a year ago, on July 15th, he was gonna have this big free event. Like he was hyping it up, right? With to have all these big artists like Drake,
Wait, can you say the YouTuber's name again? Spell it. Oh, wait.
FuziTube, FOUSEY tube.
Okay, I don't know who that is. I honestly couldn't tell if you were
Yeah.
that was an S or an F, and I really couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's his name. But anyways, right? He hyped up this big event, and it ended up being a failure because there was like a bomb threat and stuff like that. And he was outside the event like screaming and holding this big He was just standing on top of a car screaming and crap, like clearly going through like a mental breakdown while everybody was just watching him. And like I don't know, I feel like Kanye was acting the same way in that presidential rally. you know. And I don't know. I'm usually like in his early career, I was a big supporter of Kanye, and now I'm a supporter of Kanye again. I didn't really mess with the Yeezus crap that he was talking about or any of that stuff. You know, I'm a Christian. I don't really mess with that type of stuff. But I don't know. It's just bad to see someone that you liked, going through something like that. You know?
I think that okay, we all know I wasn't a big supporter of Kanye from the very beginning. I still am not a big supporter of
He
Kanye,
probably don't even know.
but I
He
think
doesn't even know who he is, right?
what was
He has an
that?
inkling. He has an inkling of who Kanye is.
All I know
Name
is
three
I don't.
Kanye albums. Name three Kanye albums, Thomas.
The one with God. The one he said that when he was the one he made that when he got out of that depression or something, and his first
Okay.
album.
That's
There we go.
bullcrap. You can't just say his first album. I was gonna give you credit for the first two because, like, okay, that kind of that I can tell what you're talking about. Come on, the first album. For me, I
And
can
there
let you
was
name
one.
every album.
Wait, there was one
I,
that he made with the collaboration with someone else.
Jay-Z.
No, was it the Juicy? No, I can't.
Yeah,
No, someone
yes,
else.
it was. It was Watch the Throne with Jay-Z.
What
Here's
is
the
it?
albums he made. He
I
made
know.
College Dropout, Late Registration.
Oh, wait.
Um,
I remember some of the. Oh my gosh, what is it? It's he made the you like you said Jesus.
why are you looking down, Thomas? Why are you looking down?
Fine, I'll look up.
Look up.
It was okay. It was Jesus is King, Graduation. Uh, uh, the one he made
Late
after that
Registration.
depression.
Yay.
Um, there's one. It's the life of.
Pablo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. I can't. Something and heartbreak. Um,
808. 808.
Watch the Throne. Donda. The College Dropout. Late
The last one never
Registration.
came out.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. H Town, Chronic 14.
Those never came out. What are you talking about? No.
What do you mean? It says it on Google.
What do you mean it's searching on Google? You're searching it up?
Look right here, 2015.
I don't see it.
Do you not see H Town, Chronic 14? Look. Kanye West.
That never came out.
Okay, it came out, Josh. You just don't, Josh. Just because you don't know exists doesn't mean that it didn't. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Okay. If that's what you want to say.
There's the best of Kanye West. I know that. And I'm just letting you know that I did look up every single one of those, and I have no idea. And neither have I listened to one of Kanye's songs, but I've heard of all the controversies.
Exactly. You use Google.
What is it? Back when me and Josh, we did public speaking together, and he did a whole speech on Kanye West, and I listened to the entire thing, and I still think he's crazy.
He is a little bit crazy. Just a little bit.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I wouldn't go with a little bit either. I'm only kidding. What is it? We should respect Kanye. 'Cause remember one thing. He's, what is it? Does he donate to charity?
I think so.
Cool. That's all we need. Remember, rich person, he donates to charity. That's good. What is it? So, what is it? Like, other than that, what else? What were we talking about?
I don't even know.
Talking about
I thought
Kanye's
you were gonna
depression.
play
That's all I knew. What is it? Kanye. Oh, now I remember. Okay, what I was trying to say, what I forgot, and I meant to say it. What I think this shows is, by the way Kanye is acting right there, it doesn't give me a good hope for his presidency. It really, if he does become president, it really kind of just is like, okay, this is what, or is this what's going to happen? Are we going to be seeing or would we be seeing a possible President Kanye West be freaking out on like the White House lawn? Like I'm just saying, I just
Imagine
think that
seeing
it's gonna
that.
be. It's something where it's like, would we see this as like a regular thing?
It
What
probably
is it?
would be a regular thing. I feel
And
like it would.
to talk with us, we have Kanye West himself. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That'd be so funny if we just said that Kanye just kind of comes in.
I don't know, Wood.
Oh my gosh, can we contact Kanye? Let's get Kanye in the podcast.
I mean, we can. You probably won't get a response though.
Oh no, no, us never. Honestly,
Oh, lawyers.
imagine that'd be the funniest day. That would be the greatest day. Us getting Kanye on the podcast, and that way we know we really made it. What is it? You know you
Hmm.
really made it when you make it onto like a list of like top like something podcasts, like top 10 or top 500 podcasts.
Top 3, top 2, top 1.
Nah, we're never gonna get bigger than Joe Rogan. Let's be honest. You
That's true. That's true.
know,
Joe Rogan.
watching like what is it? Watch like 50 years from now, we'll still be doing the podcast. Hopefully, we'll be sitting there, and I'll be like, "So yeah, we're the number one podcast now." Nah.
Yeah.
What is it?
Let's see.
I don't know. What is it? Comic Con. There's what is it? Anything really else? I know there's Comic Con at home just started. That's
Yeah, you
interesting.
talked about that.
That's
Is it
cool.
good?
What is it? What is it? I signed up to go see a couple of panels just to see what it's like, just to get the experience, just to get the experience. And Josh just disconnected. Wow, isn't that interesting? Um, yeah, what is it? Josh just kind of disconnected from the podcast. I can't carry a podcast on my own. I tried that once. Josh, what's going on? You just kind of cut out.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
What
The
happened? You
Wi-Fi.
kind of just cut out.
Wi-Fi a little bit. Went a little bit haywire, you know?
Josh, we're on episode 10, and this is our budget. This is our budget.
Yeah.
We just kind of cut out in between. Oh my
In between
gosh.
the episode.
What is it? What is it? This is gonna be fun. I'm excited for I think the podcast. We're on episode 10. It's going really well.
This is episode 10? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
What is
Thought it
it?
was 9.
Friday at 2, we'll be doing our Everything in 30 live on YouTube. Remember, when we're on
Yep.
YouTube, leave, you can comment in the live chat, and maybe we'll answer some of your questions, hopefully. And it'll just be us talking. You can join in the conversation. Come join us. Type in something. Make us talk about something else that maybe we want to, maybe we don't want to talk about. I don't know.
For real.
My gosh. What is it? Josh, I don't know how like certain like podcasts they last this long. Can you like what is it? Like I've been watching I don't know if you know this, but I listen to the Bill Burr podcast and I listen to the Bill Burt podcast. The Bill Burr podcast hosted by Bill Burr and the Bill Burt podcast hosted by
With this too?
Kreischer. I always find I never can I don't know how they last so long, like just talking. Like sure, like I can last pretty long talking, but that's usually because like I just had something like to go off of and I can like just keep on like going back to stuff. But it's almost like it's kind of interesting because I don't know what is it? How to last this long just talking about something interesting.
What
This
other topics are
podcast hasn't been an experience. What is it, Josh? First 10 episodes, we've done actually pretty good for ourselves, I think.
we have?
What is it? Hopefully we get to do. I'm honestly excited. Maybe we get to do this another 10 more, maybe 100, 100 years,
Maybe
100 years,
500.
everything at 30.
Mm-hmm.
10 billion years. What is it? That's gonna be fun. What is it, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get maybe what is it? You know what we'll have to do soon? We'll have to get advertising. Like what is it? Because I know what is it? I know Buzzsprout allows for advertising. That's cool. What is it? Another
Yeah.
reason because we use Buzzsprout as our podcast host. Great website. This is all being recorded.
It is.
I don't even. I know. I don't know what to talk about. I'm stuck. I am stuck just trying to think of something to do, something to talk
What
about,
else?
something that is amazing. What can we do, Josh? What is it?
What else is good to talk?
Yes, I like how I got a barking dog in the background, right for the podcast audio. Gotta love it. That's the podcast. What is it?
What else is there to talk about?
Really nothing. There really hasn't been much that's gone on in the world. Well, I find.
I mean, we talked about Kanye.
Oh, actually, I'll say this. What is it? You know, I'm a big Nintendo fan. I love a lot of their games, and you know, I'm also
Even
a
though
big.
PlayStation is better, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. PlayStation is
You
not
just admitted
better.
it.
PlayStation is not better than Nintendo.
Yes, they are.
Are they really in the same category anymore? Like sure, like
Nintendo is
PlayStation.
below. Yeah.
What?
Nintendo is below them.
No, they're not. No, I feel like
Mhm.
Nintendo's like in a different category. It's like, sure, PlayStation is a console, but like, Switch is like it's different than how it is, and it's kind of hard to compare them because they are very different. Like, I think
Maybe.
Nintendo's better. I still think Switch is better than PlayStation because I
Okay,
find
how
that
about this? How about this?
I think
PlayStation Vita is better than Nintendo Switch.
that's bull. What is it? No, I think that no, because PlayStation's been ripping off Nintendo for so long. What is it?
What?
You know?
How?
Oh, what is it? When the Wii came out, you got the Wiimotes. Well, how come when it came to Sony's PlayStation, what is it? One of their controllers that they had was literally a Wiimote with a little ball on top of it.
It was a
Tell me that's not
motion
a
remote,
blatant
okay?
copy of the Wiimote. Tell me that's not a blatant copy of a Wiimote with a little ball on top. And on top of that,
It's not a
are
copy.
they
It
really?
didn't get sued, you know?
And plus, PlayStation doesn't like playing with people. It really is. That's why I dislike it so much, because you can't play with anyone on PlayStation. Like if you have let's see,
What do you mean?
what is it? When's the last time you were able to play a certain PlayStation game? Let's say Grand Theft Auto, for instance, Grand Theft Auto 5. When was the last time you were able to play Grand Theft Auto 5 with an Xbox One player?
Well,
Exactly.
hold on. Most of the new games offer crossplay, and when the Xbox 360 came out, right?
Yeah.
PlayStation wanted to do crossplay, but Xbox said no. So PlayStation is just returning the favor, you know?
Okay, but also my Xbox doesn't need to cross over with PlayStation. If anything, they crossed over with Nintendo multiple times. Honestly, look at how many times. Look at the crossovers. You have Minecraft on Nintendo Switch, and you can sign with an Xbox Live account. And you have to just
cool.
link you can link your Xbox
But-
Live account with your Nintendo Switch account. It's
But
amazing.
Xbox is becoming less like a console, more like a service, you know?
I feel
It's not really
honestly,
becoming-
Xbox has really become more of a I feel like Xbox is becoming a I wouldn't say service. I think that they're trying to upgrade more, and I always feel like that PlayStation is always like behind them when it comes to like making something. Like when
I
Xbox
know what
was
I feel like.
what?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know what I feel like? I feel like Xbox is more focused on being able to play any game at any time. Like, like they're less focused on exclusives and like generational like hardware, and more focused on like playing any game that you want at any single time. Like you can play that Xbox 2 game on the Xbox Series X. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
PlayStation, right? When the PS5 comes out, they're gonna have exclusives for the PS5. Xbox, they're not. They're saying we're waiting a year before anything becomes exclusive on the Xbox Series X. Xbox is more worried about just players being able to play the games they want, and PlayStation is more worried about bringing like quality games that's only available on their console.
I,
You know?
I think that's the biggest thing because when it comes to playing games, I feel like that if you make a game and it's a good game, you should have it on a lot of platforms. And when it comes like when it came to the Spider-Man PS4, I thought that looked really cool. I honestly thought about playing it, but I'm like, wait, I don't have a PlayStation. What? I'm
By
like,
the
I
way,
won't be able
that
to
game
play
was
it.
amazing. 10 out of 10 for
It
sure.
and it
I
was
cried at one
it
point.
looked amazing, and that's why when seeing this, I'm like, why? I feel like Sony should open up their boundaries because they honestly think of the amount of money they can make just from Spider-Man, putting that on like an Xbox console, putting that on a Nintendo Switch. They would make buckets of money. Sure, partnership deals, of course, because you're probably because knowing Nintendo and Microsoft, they're gonna want like a percentage of some of that money, and I
But
think
you
that
think
would.
about it this way. I'm sorry. If you think about it
Yeah.
this way, right?
Hmm.
Sony cuts Marvel a big check to use Spider-Man. Wait, no. Sony always owns the license to Spider-Man. Is don't they own it, right? Sony?
Sony owns the rights to the Spider-Man character, and about I want to say it's like 500 other characters.
Yeah, I remember from your
Um,
speech and public
the
speaking and talking about it.
Yeah, I watched film theory for that. That was my that was my source. I just used film theory and some articles.
Yeah, I just watched a video from my Kanye West essay too. But
What is
mine
it?
set up pretty good.
What is it? But still, there's a lot of Sony has basically any character related to the Spider-Man brand, and basically they have the entire Spider-Verse they can use, which is still a lot of characters.
Yeah, that means they have
But
Carnage, Venom, Spider-Man,
mm,
doing
and the biggest
what
thing
other
is when it
pictures?
comes to like deals like that, it's all about money. And everyone like hates on Sony for being like, oh, we don't want to play with others. But it's like, and because people are like, yeah, because you're kind of just stopping from it's 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 almost like if it's like sure you can I don't know where I'm going with this. I really don't. People got mad at Sony for trying to make a good business deal, and I think that was like the biggest downfall because
Yeah,
Sony's like,
yeah.
Sony's like, hey, we want to make a good business deal, and Marvel's like, well, we want to make money, and that's where I'm like, you know, it, it's almost because Disney does have a little bit of does have advantages when it comes to this stuff, like. I don't think I put this in my speech, but I saw this on film theory. Um, what is it? When it comes to sharing, when it comes to the sharing agreements between Spider-Man, Marvel, Disney they own what is it? I'll just say Disney. Disney owns the rights of the purchasing rights to Spider-Man. So like the products. So like let's say you buy like a Spider-Man t-shirt for $5, that $5 goes directly to Disney. When it comes to the films, that's when it gets split up. And the thing is with Sony, they're like, "Oh, we can make a good Spider-Man film." And Marvel's like, yeah, sure, you could try that. And the thing is, when it came to Spider-Verse, I still gotta watch that. I'm gonna watch that someday. But when it came to Spider-Verse, it was such a good movie that's what kind of gave Sony that confidence. Like, we don't need Marvel to help us. And at the same time,
Yeah,
they're
Venom
like,
was good.
at the same time, it's like, oh, it's like, ooh, uh, it's like, oh, but sure, you made a good animated movie, but you didn't make a really good live action. Like, look at Venom. Venom, it was okay. There was some stuff that was really good. Like, I loved the look of Venom in that movie. That was amazing. But, some of the story was like, really? Okay.
I mean, I liked it. I didn't think it was too bad. I know
I
I give
think
it like a
the one part that
7.5, 8.
what is it? The one part that I was like, oh my gosh, this is oil, was on the final fight in the movie. It was between Venom and whoever the other symbiote that Venom was fighting. Oh, that looks so bad because it was like, oh, look over here, close up, look back here, they're going, they're going, and it was the camera moved too much that it was like, wait, hold on, just wait 1 second. You almost need to watch it in slow motion just to be able to grasp everything. But it's like, nope, no, let's look here. Oh no, the guy's getting hurt. Oh no, he's back together. Blah, 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 blah. And that was basically what. And that was what happened.
Man. Yeah, but what do you call it? I mean, I watched Spider Into the Spider-Verse. I did really like that movie, even though for me, I felt like it was just a teeny little bit overhyped. But the movie was pretty good in my opinion. Like one of my favorites. I had to rewatch it one day.
What is
But
it? Oh,
for Venom,
sorry.
I thought that was good too.
Yeah. What is it? Did you hear about what is it? When it came to when it comes to Spider-Man stuff like that, in the sharing agreement that's now in with what is it? Between Disney and Sony. Sony in like the Morbius movie and Venom 2, any other movie that they make that's related to Spider-Man universe, they can reference they are allowed to reference any past film that Spider-Man was in. So Venom confirmed. So Venom, Morbius confirmed for MCU. So basically, they can do. Basically, for what it sounds like that Venom and Morbius are confirmed to be in the MCU. Just they're not like, what's it called?
Main characters.
Yeah. Like, I don't see like Venom or Morbius showing up in any like big Avengers level movie. But I can see, but it sounds like that it's like, oh yeah, they exist here. So
yeah.
it's exciting.
Going back to the original thing you talking about, the Spider-Man and the PS4, kind of strayed away from it. I feel like Sony keeps all those exclusives, like including Spider-Man, even though they could, like you're right about Spider-Man, they could make a lot of money if they put Spider-Man like on the Nintendo Switch or Xbox or PC. And I feel like if they're ever gonna do that, they'll probably do that in like 5 years out from the original game coming out or something. But if they were ever gonna do that. But in my opinion, I feel like it's good for them to keep it exclusive because the combination of all the games that are exclusive on PlayStation, like Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Days Gone, Horizon Zero Dawn, like there's so many exclusives on PlayStation that people are like, oh, I might as well buy a PlayStation, because all the Xbox games, they'll be on both consoles, but these PlayStation games won't, So it's kind of a good marketing strategy for them. So
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's all good. What is it? We gotta finish. What is it? We gotta finish all what is it? I don't know how much time we've been in this podcast. We've probably been over, but we're gonna go a little bit more. Josh, you gotta answer the question before we can even end this podcast if we want to. What is it? What is better, PlayStation or Xbox? What? Sorry, PlayStation or Switch?
PlayStation or Switch, I know. I actually think that you're right with that. It's two different categories. I feel like Nintendo was never about the graphics or the performance. It's more about like making games that you just have fun with, you know. And like
and
PlayStation is more like graphics, performance, and it's more about making games that like there's like a storyline too, you know.
and
You
I
know.
think that's one of the biggest differences between there's a huge difference between Nintendo and Sony other than the different marketing. It's how the company, it's how everything works. Sony, they have like their big things. Like what is it? Does like Sony has Spider-Man. Sony has what is Sony else? Does Sony have Halo? Halo? No, I don't know.
Xbox has Halo. Sony has Spider-Man.
So,
Uh,
okay, Josh. So can you name some of the household names from PlayStation?
Yeah, The Last of Us, Uncharted, Infamous, God of War, Gran Turismo, Knack, Days Gone, Spider-Man, Persona, Bloodborne, Horizon Zero Dawn,
And
uh,
what is it? And when it comes
Days Gone
to
2.
Sony, those are like some of those are some of those are like names that like exclusives for Sony that people know. And I think that when it comes to like other companies like Nintendo, like I'm gonna be honest, Josh, I knew Last of Us just because of all the bad reviews that were coming out of The Last of Us Part 2. But I knew about the game as well. I knew about what is it, God of War. I knew about some of them, but I didn't know all of them. And I think that's the
Yeah,
biggest
those are
thing.
just a few. There's like hundreds of exclusives on PlayStation, like
Um,
smaller
and I,
ones and crap.
and I don't mean, and I when you say that, I when I say this, I mean like people like very well known people to PlayStation, like, and I think like that's the biggest thing when it comes to PlayStation. Maybe it's just me. I feel like that when it comes to that, maybe it's because I don't pay attention as much, but you don't have you don't have as many well-known people. And when it comes and what I mean by that is you
Like
don't have
PlayStation character, like you don't have any characters associated with PlayStation that's like well known.
yeah,
Like
like
Master Chief with Xbox or Mario with Nintendo.
like when it comes to PlayStation, there really is no like signature character that comes to mind. Like when it comes to Nintendo, first thing you think of is like, oh, Mario, Legend of Zelda, Mario, Link from the Legend of Zelda, um, Pikachu from the Pokemon series. There's a lot more of Kirby from the Kirby series. There's just a lot more to choose from because again, the Nintendo aims games for more for a general audience because
Yeah,
that's their
but
thing.
I think it's also a combination of like for the characters like Nintendo uses, they always like use them, like reuse them for most of their games. You know, they've been doing that for like what 20 years, whatever, how long it's been. And for
Yeah,
Xbox with Halo, they've been making a new Halo game every couple of years. So of course that character is going to be imprinted with that brand. Like Sony, like back in the day, like the character that used to be associated with them was like Crash Bandicoot or Ratchet and Clank. But then they stopped really making Ratchet and Clank games and Crash Bandicoot games. They just started again like this year, last year started to make those games again. But
yeah.
there hasn't been like one set game series that's always been only on the PlayStation 4 that has a lot of games that people can say, okay, this is the game, this is the character that we can associate with this console, you know?
I agree with that. So that's the podcast. Basic. Oh, what's our final verdict on who's better, Sony or Nintendo? Sony or what is it? PlayStation or Nintendo Switch? It
Yep.
is neither because
Undecided.
they are both in different categories and no one should take the time out to actually care. That's the podcast, everyone. Thank you all for listening. Remember to follow the podcast on what is it? Follow the podcast on what's it? Spotify, Apple Podcast, TuneIn, and many more. Basically everywhere you can pretty much we're pretty much on a lot of different podcasting hosts podcast websites. What is it? Remember, follow us on Twitter at Everything at 30, and follow us on Instagram. What is it, Josh? Is that at Everything at 32?
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram at Everything at 30, like Josh just said.
Mhm.
What is it? What else do we have? Was it follow us on Instagram?
We're gonna do the
Subscribe
YouTube
to
thing
us
on
on
Friday.
YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We have these episodes out every. We try to get
Thursday.
these things every Thursday. I messed up for episode 9 and I released it later. My apologies for that. But this will come out on Thursday. So thank you all for listening. And remember, on Friday at 2 p.m. we will be having the Everything in 30 live. Right on YouTube.
Yep.
So go to that's one of our YouTube exclusives. Go there to listen. Remember, you write in, and you could hear, and we could read your question out loud. Who knows?
Yep.
Anyways, thank you all for listening, and we will see you all next time. Bye.